here.
All right, so I would say you're a little cockeyed. You gotta come in nice and straight, but we'll work on that, okay? So even on your lessons, I want you guys nice and straight, nobody at an angle. I'm actually right here. So when you hear line up in front of your judge, that would be here, because I'm the judge, right? So you wouldn't be over there. And the truth is, they'll probably say line up with your backs to the judge. And same thing, you'll be facing us, but the judge is behind us on the other hill, and she'll see your back now, okay? So she has a tie scenario where she can't really figure out. Sometimes she'll use how well your horse is in the lineup as a tiebreaker. So don't disregard, it's not over till it's over, okay? So make sure you're doing a nice lineup so you get your horse to stand quiet. When we are standing, you guys are allowed to, like, look at your leg. You're allowed to have, relaxed hands, that's fine. But I still want your heels down, okay? There could be some horse, because all the horses don't know each other, that turns to bite another one, and the other one gets mad, and then you have this reaction. I've seen it happen, and the kids that don't have their heels down fall out of their saddle. So even at a standstill for your judge, we're going to have our heels down, okay? All right, awesome. All right, let's get back. Viv, you're going to go first. Actually, I'll place you guys. So Vivian, you got first place. Josephine, you got second. And Juliana, you got third. Here are some of the things you have to work on, okay, for flat. One, you have to learn how to ride around each other. So we're going to keep working on this. You can't pass, you can't be close to another horse, and you have to pass with respect to the rider. You can't cut anyone off. You can't get too close. That horse may want to kick out. So you guys need to be aware that, like, there's 4 walls in here, there's 3 of you. Technically, nobody should have next to each other, right? It comes with experience of how to do that. So more time in the saddle, more practice at that, you guys will get better. Vivian, I would say you looked really good. You're mostly on the correct diagonal. You just need to get your hands, I think you're afraid to kind of go down her neck a little bit. It doesn't matter if you're on a pony or a horse. Your hand position has nothing to do with the neck of your horse, okay? It has to do with you and the length of your arm and the bit. So, and your hands are still out here. And if I got on Duchess, if I'm near her ears, that's still where I ride, okay? It doesn't matter. You've got to get your hand position like that, okay? The other thing is all of you are guilty of putting the rein in your thumb area and not holding down on top of your rein. I can tell you that the head bobbing thing will happen all the time because it's so easy for them to get your reins out of your hands, okay? Because you don't have, and the other thing is that you're gonna keep getting longer and longer if that thumb is not pressing down on top of your rein. So all of you are guilty of that. At this level, you guys will absolutely be judged on whether you know your diagonals, okay? And we all know what that is, right? It's the leg we post on. And if we're going in this direction, it's the left leg. It's always the wall leg. And you have to look. Remember the very first lessons you had where we said forward, forward, and we watched that leg move forward, right? That was so you guys would know always to look at that leg and that group of, so now you should be good enough to go, I see that muscle group. You don't even have to see the leg, right? You see the muscles moving forward, okay? So the number one way not to place at your level is being on the wrong diagonal, okay? So Juliana, that was one of the problems you had, is that you were on the wrong diagonal. We'll keep working on all that stuff, okay? But your diagonals is absolutely, absolutely your number one thing at your age and your level that everyone's going to be judging you on, okay? So that's something we have to get really good at. I thought all your paces were pretty good. I liked that you guys had crops, but you did not over crop. You still used your heels, so I was really happy about that. And then we just have to make sure that we're putting our hands forward anytime we want them to move forward. Meaning, if we want to go from the walk to the trot, our hands go forward first. If we want to go from the chalk to the canter, our hands go forward first. Always hands forward. Now, right now, you guys are going to walk on, and just from a stop to a walk, you're going to have, like, see how loopy your reins are? Go ahead and shorten your reins, guys, because you're going to walk on, so your hands have to go forward first. So, Jules, if you don't have a lot of rein in your hand, you're doing it wrong, right? So, gather her up, all the way up, all the way up, and get your hands out in front of you. Now, the other thing is, guys, when you have your hands here, which I know is kind of the most comfortable, lazy way to do it, but you have nowhere to go if you have to stop your horse. You've got to get your body out of the way. That's why your hands belong out in front of you. You guys are like to sail that. You're like to sail on a sailboat. This is a balanced position. When you change it, you start to fall forward. Your sailboat's going to tip over. Does that make sense? So you have to have this L, this bend in your elbow, hands away from your body. You should never have anything close to you here. Now it's out here. And then because you guys are all, you're getting long, that's why you're having to bring your hand to the offside. Because there's nowhere to pump. Does that make sense? So if you fix and get this, all of that stuff gets fixed. None of it, you won't have the offside hand. You won't be rounding your shoulders being forward. Okay? So those are the things you need to remember for your flat class. Okay, let's get back. This is going to go first. Let's get Josephine and